did, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Right on time. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Township of Nipissing Council meeting, Tuesday, February 6th at 6:30 p.m. I'll ask first if there's any disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none, we'll move on to committee reports, and we'll start with Councillor,
I have nothing to say.
Councillor Foot.
I do. We had rec committee last night. It was a short one, but it was good. Bottle drive. We did bottles pick up this week. It was $250 and change and 90 cents. And it's kind of typical for the winter, but it was a great day. Thank you for the volunteers. We had some people go in earlier and really helped do that, get that done well. Next on the agenda was chair yoga. So we're running a chair yoga here at the community center, and the donation is money and or food to the food banks. And that's the way to get in. So to date, there's been 2 sessions. They've collected 48 pounds of food so far to date. And there's some money, not sure how much, but we're gonna take that off to Blossom, and then we'll collect again in another 2 weeks, and we'll take whatever we collect in 2 weeks down the calendar. So we'll swap it between the two. After that, we talked a little bit about family days. We're just praying and crossing our fingers for some good ice. Even if there's no good ice, we will do something with the kids. We'll have fun. So we have fireworks booked. We have DJ booked. We're just gonna have some fun and see what we can do. And it'll be fun. And James is bringing wood, so there'll be wood. There'll be fires for the adults and the kids. So that'll be great. Unfortunately, we've had to cancel our teen dance for February. We had lost our DJ. We're working on a new one. We canceled the one for February. Next one, hopefully, is May 10th, which will be perfect. And then after that, we have spaghetti dinners. So spaghetti dinners coming up fast, May 2nd, 4 to 7. We're gonna, of March, yes.
Yeah, you said May.
Oh, sorry, March.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm way ahead of myself, right? March 2nd, I was hoping maybe I had that much time, no.
You don't.
So we're gonna do much of the same as we did last year, just some fun spaghetti, meatballs, meat sauce. We'll have vegetarian options with some great garlic bread. Use some of our local vendors and keep the prices the same. So just keep an eye out for what's happening with that, and that'll be fun. Command at the Community Center joined us, and they were talking about their mini bazaar. So that's happening in February, and their spring dance coming in April 20th. So tons of stuff going on.
Any questions? Okay, then I'll go to Councilor Turkey.
Okay, well, I missed the library board meeting because I was away, but I did make it to the Source Protection Authority. So we had a pretty good meeting. We inducted a new chair. Shelley Belanger is now the new chair. Dave Britton is no longer the chair. So Dave Ellingwood, who's our project manager, he got a new update from the MNR on rules for handling salt, pickled sand, and slurry storage. So you're probably going to hear about that coming down the line. So I think we're okay, because what it sounds like is open storage, not the closed. Well, some of the closed storage, some of the older closed storage that doesn't have the concrete abutments and that. So, and the amount of application that you can put down and stuff like that. So
We've
you
been
might
working
hear.
on that for about maybe 45 years, honestly.
Really?
Honest, at the MTO days, everything was that dome, that'll all have to be inside. That's in the 80s, so.
Well, there are new rules and road application, there's gonna be new rules on road application too. They're trying to clean up what's going into the environment. So, and did some housekeeping items, and they did the application for the budget for the next 4 years. And that was about it.
Okay. And it was just a 2-year term for
Yes.
chairman, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good, thank you. Any questions other than that? Okay, Councilor Butler.
The cemetery committee coming up on the 14th, but
14th of February?
Yes.
On Valentine's Day. How appropriate. Okay, I did have a East Home report, January 24th. We received the local priorities funding grant to support needs of ALC patients. So that's behavioral issues. And we applied for this 4 times, finally got it. We got 2-time behavioral staff, and then other things we had to buy were different things for geriatric care and for bariatric care. So that all came out of this. So it was great. Staffing, we've achieved 3.52 hours per day, but we need to be at 3.7 by March 1st. And right now we are not increasing. We are just treading water, holding our own. We need more staff. And so again, they're gonna have to go out for recruiting international people to come in because we cannot get local staff. Just can't do it. Community support, they got funding for 2 more fitness classes. And I think most of us got a sticker in the mail for community support, and it was talking about rides and anything else that you might need, and it's to go on your fridge if it'll stick. Building construction, whole new computer system, and we still can't access it. The company blames East Home and East Home is blaming them, so eventually they'll figure it out. Contracts and compliance, ministry inspection, government has appointed more inspectors. And these inspectors that they have got, what they're doing is hiring nurses from long-term care homes. So we're short nursing staff, and then the ministry comes in and offers them more money to be an inspector. And then they'll turn around and say we're short staffed, you know, so that seems to be how it's working. We are having to get outside nursing staff to fill these openings, and there's a big thing about it on W5 not long ago. These nursing companies, there's one in North Bay, but what they do is they come in, they'll supply nurses at 3 times the price we're paying our nurses. And we won't hire those people in because the first thing they do is try to recruit and take people from our staff. So, but right now we have 3 nurses and they're there for 2 months and they're all out of Toronto. And we have to transport them up here and find a place for them to live. And we all know how difficult it is to find a place to live around here right now. So that's what we have to do, because if not, we don't have the hours of care that the clients need. So the other thing, a regulatory change. We've sent a resolution to the ministry regarding Bill C-295. This bill will make employees criminally responsible for all staff, including board members and volunteers. So if a volunteer does something that, you know, doesn't put a foot thing down, or the foot goes under, and you're injured, if the family takes that to the ministry or sues, you could be, as a volunteer, criminally charged for failure to provide. And why we're against it, because nobody's going to sit on a board and nobody's going to be a volunteer if you may make some trivial mistake and it comes back to haunt you. So we aren't supporting it, but it's already in second reading. So I have a feeling it might be a go. And finally, contracts. The last week of February and first week of March, we will be working on our QP contract, negotiating it. We're trying to do it in-house because it saves thousands, like, I shouldn't say thousands, tens of thousands of dollars negotiating that contract if it goes to QP National, because then their lawyers, then we have to have lawyers, and so we've set those 2 weeks aside, and hopefully we'll be able to get a contract and everybody will live happily ever after. And finally, our next meeting is February 21st, and then for all that are interested, the annual general meeting is March 27th. That's always a showstopper. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, nothing till February 21st, and thank you all for your reports tonight. Let us move on with the minutes. So mover and a seconder, okay, Councillor Butler and Councillor Yam. It's number R 2024-27, moved by Councillor Butler, seconded by Councillor Yam, that the minutes of the council meeting held January 16th, 2024 be adopted as published. All in favor? Carried. Okay, the next one, there was a lot of reading there, a lot of acts, whereases, and whatever. What we're looking at here is a provision of public notice now that we don't have a local newspaper. And it just shows how we will do this. And it went to Ed and the Ministry of Municipal Affairs, and they both said it was fine, we could do that legally. So I need a mover and a seconder. Okay, Councillor Kirky and Councillor Foote. So it's number R 2024-28, moved by Councillor Kirky, seconded by Councillor Foote, that we pass bylaw number 2024-07, being a bylaw to prescribe the form and manner for the provision of public notice under the Municipal Act 2001, read a first, second, and third time, and passed the 6th day of February 2024. All in favor? Carried. The next one, again, we talked about this, I think, before Christmas originally.
We gave authorization to sign the agreement, and
Right.
now we've signed the agreement. This is the appointing of.
Okay, so to appoint a building inspector for the purpose of the enforcement. And this is, if you read it, we're doing this with Powassan,
Yes.
and it's Mark Martin.
Yes.
So I need a mover and a seconder again, okay? Councillor Foote and Councillor Yam. It's number R 2024-29, moved by Councillor Foote, seconded by Councillor Yam, that we pass bylaw number 2024-08, being a bylaw to appoint a building inspector for the purpose of the enforcement of the Building Code Act, its regulations, and the building bylaw for the corporation of the Township of Nipissing, read a first, second, and third time, and passed the 6th day of February 2024. All in favor? Carried. Okay, and we all had the opportunity again to meet Mr. Elston at the last meeting, 3 weeks ago, really. So this is just paperwork to extend his contract for the period of 2 years ending November 1st. Any comments or questions? In that case, mover and seconder, okay. Councillor Kirky and Councillor Butler, thank you. It's number R 2024-30, moved by Councillor Kirky, seconded by Councillor Butler, that we renew the agreement for Integrity Commissioner Services with Harold Elston per the agreement in place under bylaw number 2019-11 for a period of 2 years ending November 1st, 2025. All in favor? Carried. This is a resignation of Lauren Stiller from the rec committee. I want to point out it's because she's no longer in the area. I think she loved doing it. We loved having her. She was a great help, and she will be missed. And as evidenced by the canceling of the team dance in February. So I need a mover and a seconder to accept it. Okay, Councillor Yam and Councillor Foot. It's number R 2024-31, moved by Councillor Yam, seconded by Councillor Foot, that we accept the resignation of Lawrence Stiller from the Township of Nipissing Recreation Committee. All in favor? Carried. Okay, this is coming back at us from the resolution to support the Ontario Road Superintendent's fully funded municipal equipment operator course. I think we've all seen it. Are there any comments or questions about it? We just wanted to support it, so I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Butler and Councillor Kirky. And it's number R 2024-32, moved by Councillor Butler, seconded by Councillor Kirky. And I'm going to go right to, therefore be it resolved that the Township of Nipissing supports the work of the Association of Ontario Road Supervisors to develop a municipal equipment operator course to address this issue, and that we request the Province of Ontario's Ministry of Labour, Training, Immigration, and Skilled Trades to fully fund the municipal equipment operator course in 2024 through the Skills Development Fund. That a copy of this resolution be sent to Minister David Piccini, MPP Vic Fideli, and the Association of Road Supervisors. All in favor? Carried. Two, correspondence. Okay, first one. Minutes to Golden Sunshine Nonprofit Housing Corporation Board of Directors. It's funny, that's just the Pines, but all that meeting held December 19th. You've heard about it in this on our meeting later in December, so that becomes an information item. Minutes of the Township of Nipissing Recreation Committee meeting held January 15th. Shelley already did an excellent job telling us about it. 3, request for support resolution of Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities regarding an amendment to the Occupational Health and Safety Act. I'm opening the floor on this one. This is the one where a company that was hired by the city of Sudbury, an operator of a grader, hit somebody and killed him. And up until this time, the company would have been in fault, but now the city of Sudbury is in fault. And Sudbury doesn't think that should happen. It should go back on the operator. And it's up to you whether we support this or not. So Sudbury's claim is it should be the operator, and the court said it should be the city.
Well, the way the Occupational Health and Safety Act is written now, the city and the operator and the company that the operator is working for are at fault. That's the way the Occupational Health and Safety Act is written. I'm fairly well versed in that, being supervisor in a union shop for 15 years, so. But
So the comment here is
The
they will
comment here-
change it
the,
to take the city out of it.
well, they're treading on funny ground here because the city is the employer ultimately. So do they separate municipal from
Private,
private, from industry? That's what they're gonna have to do something here to separate the two of them. They can't just say, well, a municipality is different, still an employer at the end of the day. So they're gonna have to rewrite that. How do we support?
or do we support it?
Well, we can't support it the way it's written.
Right.
We can't. I would like to see the employer removed from that and the contractor be the one responsible for their own employees. Because everybody's gonna, when it gets to the courts, everybody's gonna get painted with the same brush by percentage anyway, right? The courts do that now,
Mhm.
well, we know that. But it's kind of a tough one because if a person gets hurt, the supervisor normally is the first one to get dinged because you have to prove due diligence. Then the company gets dinged, they have to prove due diligence. Then the contractor gets dinged because they have to prove due diligence. Now, the city, the municipality, whether it's a city or a small municipality, they have to make sure that the contract is signed, and we probably do the same thing. When we hire somebody in, we make sure that they have all of their ducks in a row before they come in. Well, once that is done, we have to, at some point, not constant supervision, but we have to supervise to make sure that they're not at default with the conditions of that contract. Now, did the city of Sudbury do that? We don't know that, but anyway. Generally, larger cities have one of their engineering staff on the job site. I know MTO puts what do they call them? The technicians?
Yeah, tax.
Yeah, so somebody's gonna be on that job site or checking in on that job site because they go to different job sites. But they'll be checking in on that job site to make sure everyone's compliant. So I don't know how we do this.
Well, my suggestion would be, I mean, the courts have already taken a shot at this. It's gonna have to go to a way higher than this.
Well, yeah,
And I don't think whatever support we make here, I don't think, I mean, this will probably go to the Supreme Court of Canada, and I don't think they're gonna listen to us. So I think we should stay tuned and see how this goes. Because I'm not sure whether we should be supporting Sudbury or not, Like the way it's written, I agree with you. So I would suggest that we defer until, higher parties or, look at this and make a determination,
yeah.
if that's all right.
Well, the last few days, I've been through the Green Book a few times, trying to find a way.
Right.
Yeah, the city stayed in that company's insurance anyhow. They had to put up 20, 50 or whatever $1 million
Yes,
to get that contract.
now, they're saying that the city got nailed but did the contractor get nailed as well?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because the way this is written, it doesn't look like
No,
it.
it sounds like the city.
And I checked it out online and it didn't look like they were very sketchy about the line of progression through who got dinged for this. So it wasn't that clear.
Right.
I don't know.
So we'll defer this, if that's okay. We'll move on to number 4. regarding the carbon tax and financial input or impact on citizens. Again, I know we've had this discussion before, might be too late for us with the carbon tax and everything else. And others have pointed out that, you have to start someplace, but at the same time, we can't afford it. So I think, again, this is a political question. It's going to go down to two particular parties in our country that are fighting over it. And I don't know, I think it's, again, we all believe what we believe in this, but I don't think it's at the council level that we're gonna end the carbon tax.
We have a minister of environment who openly admits that they have no way of measuring how the carbon tax is affecting global warming or the amount of, or even the amount of carbon dioxide that Canada is putting in the air. They have absolutely zero measuring stick for this.
So hopefully they're getting some huge surplus that they're gonna just buy every smoke gouging company in the world, but I have no idea. And again, and it's not that we're stepping out of this. I think this is a bigger political fight.
Yeah.
And then the town of Orangeville, in response to AMO's social and economic prosperity review, they're just giving us information about the number of whatever, inflation, rising interest, everything like that. And undertaking with the association a comprehensive social and economic prosperity review, and that's all already being done, okay, to promote the stability and sustainability of municipal finances across Ontario. So AMO has done that, or is doing that already. So we'll look at that, I guess, as an information item. And then the last one, those are the minutes that December 18th, Steve already gave us those minutes. January 28th, 22nd, we all read those minutes because that's when Steve was covering for me, and I thank him again. So and that's information from the Boston District Union Library. So if there's no questions, I need a mover, and it's Councilor Butler and Councilor Turkey. How big is the bill today, seeing that you two jumped on this one?
175.
Okay, so it's number R 2024-33, moved by Councilor Butler, seconded by Councilor Turkey, that we accept the correspondence as presented. All in favor? Carried.
On
Councilor Turkey?
the next one, before we get into it, should I recuse myself from this one because I'm named in it? Okay.
Okay, the next one, statements of accounts. I'll get a mover and seconder, and then if we have any comments or questions, Councilor Yem and Councilor Foot, thank you ever so much. So it's number R 2024-34, moved by Councilor Yem, seconded by Councilor Foot, the statement of accounts dated January 20th, 25th, 30th, February 1st, 2024, be approved. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Okay. And now we're going to move to closed session after Mr. Elston was so great to explain to me that in closed session, there's also an agenda that I have to stand by it. And I thank him for that. A vigorous thank you. So, to go into closed session, I need a mover and a second. Okay, Counselor Foot and Counselor Butler. Now I will read, it's number R 2024-35, moved by Counselor Foot, seconded by Counselor Butler, that this part of our meeting will be closed to the public as authorized by section 2392A and B of the Municipal Act 2001, C25, for consideration of the following subject matter: A, the security of the property of the municipality or local board. Council will discuss options regarding the complaint of land use not compatible with current zoning. And B, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. And the time is 7:01. 7:01 PM. All in favor? Carried. This tells me it's gonna be a bit of a people coming and going tonight. Go from there, and I'll let you